A terrorist group invades a laboratory containing a deadly bacteria and destroys the lab in an explosion. They later announce via the internet that they have gained possession of the bacteria and declare themselves to be the Red Siamese Cats, a terrorist group that was eradicated a decade ago. Conan, Kogoro, Ran, Hibara, Professor Agasa, and the detective boys are invited by Sonoko's uncle, Jiraiya Suzuki, to fly in his airship to witness his attempt at capturing Kaito Kid by baiting him with the jewel called Lady Sky. Jiraiya sent a message to Kid saying, "The large jewel you yearn for, the Lady Sky, will be displayed on the sky deck of the airship, Beltree 1st on August 14th, during its test flight. If you wish to grasp this huge treasure in your palms, come between 1300 hours, the time we depart from Tokyo, and 1900 hours, our estimated time of arrival in Osaka." Kid replies to Jiraiya's challenge with a letter announcing he will steal Lady Sky when the airship approaches Osaka. Aboard the airship, besides its employees and the police, there are 4 others whom are working for the media: Takemichi Fujioka, a journalist; Masaki Mizukawa, a TV director; Kasumi Nishitani, a reporter; and Junpei Ishimoto, a cameraman. Meanwhile, a waitress enters the smoking room where an ampoule with the logo of the Red Siamese Cats is seen under the sofa. Conan reminisces to Professor Agasa about the time Ran thought an airship was an unidentified flying object and asks him to keep it a secret. A waiter overhears Conan in the shadows. Sonoko arrives and announces that Jiraiya allows everyone to visit the airship and admire the Lady Sky jewel. The jewel has a rare green color, accompanied by sparkling metallic lights like stars in the sky. The jewel is also dotted with the brightest part of gold. It resembles a woman's face. That's why this jewel is called Lady Sky. It is an extremely valuable thing. Jiraiya has kept it in a bulletproof glass cage that only his fingerprint and password can open. Before boarding the airship, Ayumi unfortunately tripped and fell, but a kind young man caught her and suffered a scratch on his left arm. Seeing that, Ran gave him 2 bandages. Ran diverges from the group to get a better look at Lady Sky. She meets a waiter wearing a bandage similar to the one she gave to a maintenance personnel and grabs his arm, deducing he is Kid in disguise. She then subdues him and threatens to hand him over to Ginzo Nakamori. Kid removes the mask and pretends to be Shinichi Kudo and convinces her by telling her she thought the airship was a UFO once. Meanwhile, the waitress begins to develop a rash on the back of her arms. In the dining room, the kids plan to go explore the ship separately without Conan and Hibara knowing. But while leaving, Genta was accidentally sneezed in the face by the waitress. Jiraiya receives a phone call who tells him the bacteria in the smoking room before hanging up. Nakamori confirms through the ampoule that it is the work of the Red Siamese Cats. The police immediately gathered everyone on the airship to report the incident. Fujioka begins to develop a rash over his whole body and approaches the group whilst in pain before being knocked out by Ran. The waitress with the rash is found unconscious by a short-haired waitress. Fujioka and the unconscious waitress are quarantined in a separate room. Conan then remembered that Genta had come into contact with the waitress just now, and immediately ran to find him because he was afraid that the children would also be infected with the virus. Conan finds them in the attic of the airship. Luckily Genta still had no signs of being infected with the virus. There, they witness an unknown culprit unlock the roof, allowing the Red Siamese Cats to enter and hijack the ship. Their leader announces the plan to get revenge on Jiraiya, who assisted in eradicating the terrorist group, and that they will detonate the bombs on the ships or release a second ampoule containing the bacteria if they resist. Hibara immediately informed Conan through the detective badge. Conan finds the 4 bombs in the attic of the ship and disarms them and notes it was strange that they used bombs and bacteria to hijack the ship and attempts to figure out their ulterior motive. The terrorist group holds Jiraiya at gunpoint and gains possession of Lady Sky. Mizukawa begins to develop the rash on his right palm and is incarcerated in the smoking room. Ran remembers that Fujioka grabbed her arms and is relieved to find no rash has developed. Nishitani laments that the detective boys are missing. The Red Siamese Cats overhear this and began searching for the children. Hibara informs Conan through the detective badge that the red Siamese cats are after him, but is slapped by the short-haired waitress whom is revealed to be part of the red Siamese cats. After being arrested, Conan is thrown out the window by their leader and Kid manages to save him. Meanwhile, Heizo Hattori attempts to deduce the red Siamese cat's goals, and confirming that if their goal is to get revenge on the Jiraiyachi, they would crash the airship into the Suzuki company building, the Bell Tree Tower, and consequently release the bacteria in the airship to the outside world. Conan informs Heiji about the situation. Conan then calls Inspector Megura's Shinichi in order to use a police helicopter, which he and Kid use, to reboard the airship. After landing on the airship, Kid gave Conan Jiraiyachi's fingerprint to open the sensor on the jewel. Conan finds 2 of the 4 rearmed bombs in the attic of the airship and grows suspicious as there is no bomb behind the smoking room which would have released the bacteria. Heiji calls Conan telling him the red Siamese cats have posted on the internet about the airship, causing mass panic to the cities in the airship's path. As the ship approaches Nara, Kid informs Conan that the ship is emitting smoke. Conan realizes the red Siamese cat's true motive and sends Heiji to Nara. Ran begins to develop a rash from where Fujioka touched her and is quarantined in the smoking room. Conan becomes suspicious of the bacteria as it was only supposed to spread by droplet contact and not physical contact. Conan notices the black fingernails from Ran's escort and realizes what the true nature of the infection is. Conan lures the red Siamese cat's 4 members and 1 leader to the attic of the airship and incapacitates them one by one. Heiji, meanwhile, confronts 4 policemen at Kafukuji, revealing they are part of the red Siamese cats and used the airship to evacuate the city in order to steal the priceless Budarupas. The 4 fake policemen are then arrested by the Nara police. Conan enters the smoking room where Ran is quarantined and reveals that the red Siamese cats never released a bacteria. He explains the smoking room was sprayed with an irritating lacquer which causes a rash when it contacts the skin. After entering the room where Fujioka and the unconscious waitress were quarantined, Conan finds the waitress bound and gagged and Fujioka missing. Conan realizes that Fujioka was feigning the symptoms of the bacteria and is the mastermind behind the heist. The Tokyo Metropolitan Police discuss then identities of the red Siamese cats. It is revealed they are all foreign mercenaries hired by Takemichi Fujioka and are only using the terrorist name Red Siamese Cats as a cover-up. At this time, Conan had climbed to the roof of the ship. Facing him was Fujioka. Conan confirmed that he was the leader of the hijackers. Conan was deceived by him and started a scene, pretending to be a victim infected with the virus. Before the ship departed, his accomplices sprayed paint in the room and deliberately dropped a vial of virus under the seat to make everyone believe there was a dangerous virus on the ship. Even though Genta entered the room, he did not touch anything in the room, so a rash did not appear on his body. Only Fujioka had the rash appearing on her neck, face, and many places on her body, different from the rash that appear on everyone else's body. One more thing, the previous leader kept calling a mysterious person, none other than Fujioka. It was also he who unlocked the roof of the train to allow the hijackers to enter. He also relied on the fact that he was infected with the virus to isolate himself from everyone so that he would not be suspected. But Conan left out one thing. He then reveals that Kasumi Nishitani and Junpei Ishimoto are his comrades and that the 2 remaining bombs are placed in the lobby where the group is held and will be detonated when he and his comrades escape the airship. He explains that they targeted the statues since stolen money is easily tracked with modern technology. The group in the cabin are tied to the railings by the 2 culprits who take Lady Sky as their prize. As Fujioka prepares to kill Conan, the airship passes under a bridge and Conan latches his belt to the airship and inflates the soccer ball, jamming it between the bridge and airship, causing the airship to tilt vertically. Fujioka falls into the ocean below and the 2 culprits in the lobby are knocked unconscious. Kid enters the lobby and unties Ran from the railing and leaves with Lady Sky. As he examines the jewel in the moonlight, Ran, believing Kid to be Shinichi, asks him to turn himself in to the police. Kid tells her he will comply if she kisses him. As the 2 approach for a kiss, Ran stops and tells him he is not Shinichi. Conan enters the room and angrily runs towards Kid. Kid places Lady Sky on Ran's finger and leaves through the ceiling. Conan asks what Kid did to her, to which she remarks something Shinichi never does, and thinks about how he tried to touch her rear. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. Remember to like, share and subscribe to support our channel, and don't forget to press the notification bell button to not miss upcoming interesting videos. See you later.